Hi, my name is Ot, and today I'll be discussing the different type of media productions as well as what you should consider when making a movie. First off, I'll be talking about the different type of media productions. There are many different types of media productions, including audio, movies, games, and print. Print-based media is different from all the others. This is because it is in a physical format, whilst games, videos, and audios are in digital formats. Print media is the printing of image and text on paper by using ink. The purpose of print media can range from entertaining, educating, informing, and persuading. For example, product advertisement posters are used to persuade the consumers to buy the product. Therefore, the producer can sell the product and make a profit. Also, the consumers can use print-based media by reading books, magazines, newspapers, and leaflets. Well, video games are an interactive media production that allows the players to immerse themselves within the game. The purpose of video games are basically educating and entertaining. Now I say educating because there are games that helps people to prepare for a situation like let's say surgery. Now, movies and games are quite similar. They both have the purposes of educating and entertaining. Also, they are both viewed on screens. However, movies are better viewed in cinema. As for audio, there are many different purposes. For example, music can be used to enhance the mood or set the location, or even indicate something, such as a school bell indicating the start and end of every lesson. Sound is also used for educational purposes. For example, the nursery rhyme Old MacDonald Had a Farm teaches children the different sound of different animals. Different types of videos include short films, feature-length films, movie trailers, and adverts. Short films are usually created by small companies and individuals such as students. These films can last between 8 to 20 minutes long and can be in form of animation or live action footage. Feature-length films, however, requires a large team to work on. Also, it take months, maybe even years to produce a film. Feature-length films can be in the form of animation or live-action footage with special effects. The duration of a feature-length film would be at least 40 minutes long. Examples of feature-length films would be Avengers, Inside Out, and Jurassic World. Movie trailers are made out of clips from the movie being advertised to get the audience excited about the upcoming movie. Each clip from the trailer is relatively short and do not contain any major spoilers. Movie trailers are usually shown on websites and on TV where they are most likely to be seen. Just like trailers, adverts are usually seen on TV and websites. However, the purpose of adverts are to promote sales of a product. However, adverts must be regulated before being aired. This is to prevent any offence for the viewer. This includes sexism, racism, and negative stereotyping or inappropriate content, such as sexism and racism. An example of sexist advert would be the band Pot Noodle advert, where the noodle is being compared to a sexy lady. This will allow young children to think that it is acceptable to sexualize women and compare them to inanimate objects, which is appallingly deplorable. Also, the product Pot Noodles is sold to anyone, thus making the commercial inappropriate. Have you ever wanted to make your own movie, but you never knew where to start? Well, I will be discussing about what you should consider when making a movie. This includes the location of studio, the budget price, personnel, deadline, equipment, and facility. Location is one of the most important things that you should consider when starting production. This is because it can affect the costume as well as how the movie will look. For example, if a scene is set in a busy city, then the city will need to be shut down to avoid any obstructions while taking the shoot. This will, however, cost millions. Therefore, you must carefully plan out where you're going to shoot the scene. Another factor that you must consider when choosing a location to shoot the scene is the accessibility of the location. This will depend on the distance of the location as well as the risk. These risks could include avalanches and frequent flooding. When shooting an outdoor scene, you must make sure that the weather does not interfere with the production. For example, if you are filming a scene in a grassy meadow on a sunny day, then it will be inappropriate to film when it's foggy, rainy or cloudy. This would then delay the production. When choosing a studio, you must consider if it's near good accommodations such as hotels or if it's close to your outdoor filming location. Also, you must remember that any studio you choose must be within your budget range. This includes the transportation of sets, costume, crew and equipment. However, some studios allow you to hire crews and equipment such as lighting, cameras and green screen. Financially, you must consider many things. One of the things you must consider is the cost for hiring a studio to produce your production in. You also need to consider the materials required to make the set, prop and costume for your production. For example, you might want to make a mask for a monster costume or a sword for the prop. Therefore, you must consider the cost of the materials you need. You will also need to consider who you need to hire. This includes actors, directors, makeup artists, technical crew, editors, and prop and costume designers. This is because some people and companies have different prices as well as skills. Therefore, you must pick up the ones that are suitable for your production. You will also need to consider which equipment are required for your production. This includes camera, lighting, props, and editing softwares. When hiring personnel for your production, you must consider the actor's skills, qualifications, and any previous role within the film industry. For example, in Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron, Robert Downey Jr., who plays Iron Man, made $40 million with a screen time of 45 minutes. However, Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, had the most screen time of 50 minutes, but only got paid $6.9 million. This is because Robert Downey Jr. played in more movies than Chris Evans, meaning that he had more experience in the film industry. Also, he had a stronger portfolio than Chris Evans. Another factor you must consider in personnel is the crew size. For example, you might have, let's say, 100 makeup artists or 50 costume designers. This will affect the budget as each role have different prices. This is because of different skills required. When it comes to personnel, you should also consider who is going to contribute towards your production. This could include Foley artists, stunt doubles, sponsors, and prop makers. First of all, you must consider how long it will take for equipment, studios and actors to be available. For example, you need 3 actors in a scene, but only 2 are able to make it. Therefore, you need to find out when all 3 actors will be available on the same day. You also need to consider how long it will take to shoot a scene from one location and then travel to another location for another scene. This also depends on how many days it will take to shoot the scene due to weather circumstances. For example, if you're shooting the scene on a clear day, but then it starts to rain, then you have to wait several hours or even days to reshoot the scene. Therefore, it will hinder the production. This must all be considered before estimating the final production deadline. Once all the scene has been taken, then you must estimate a second deadline for the post-production. This is for the editing and the application of sound effects. Also, you must keep in mind what type of film you are making and how long it is going to last. For example, a live action feature-length movie would take more time to make than an animated short film. Material is important in a movie production because they are required in filming a scene. This includes props, costume, lighting, cameras, and green screens. Choosing equipment depends on the quality and the budget range, as well as practicality. For example, if a scene is being shot in a cave, then a big camera with a tripod will not be suitable. However, a small handheld camera will be suitable for the scene, but the quality of the camera must be good and it must be within the budget range. Other materials and equipment such as costume and props must not be lost or damaged. If so, then the production will be delayed. If any equipment is damaged, then a replacement must be paid with a further cost. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Harry had different costumes throughout the entire movie. This was because they were the same costumes but with different details to indicate areas of destruction. This can range from dirt stains, blood stains, cuts and burn marks. This will make sure that the continuity was accurate. Each costume costs a lot of money to make, especially the ones that use expensive fabric. Therefore, they must not be damaged. If they are damaged, then the production will be delayed. However, this can be avoided by having spares. For a movie production, you must consider the cost of the facility as well as the space of the studio and the location. You must also think about the makeup studio, office spacing and storage room. This is important because makeup rooms and trailers must be accessible and available every day so that the actors can look the same when shooting the same scene over a long period of time. You must also consider where the equipment will be stored, such as props, costume, lighting and camera. When hiring a studio, you must find out when they are available and how long they are available for. This is an important factor you must take into consideration because if you do not know when the studio will be available again, then the production will be delayed unless you find another studio or location to shoot your scene in. You must also make sure that the studio you want to hire is within your budget range, since they can be expensive depending on the quality of studio and how long you are hiring them for.